Back recording. Awesome. What's up, Facebook and social media? Chip McCarter here with the Edge Biz. And today I will be going over the training from last week, talk about search engine optimization, SEO. Before we get started, I want to go ahead and give everybody their 60 seconds and let them introduce themselves, tell us a little bit about your business and your preferred customers. So Crystal, if you don't mind starting us off.
Sure. I am Crystal Harper. I'm the owner of Harper Insurance Agency. We are located in Clifton, and we are your home and auto insurance agent. This week I'm looking for individuals who have RVs, boats, four-wheelers, motorcycles. We're coming into that season of gorgeous weather, and I'd like to make sure all of those clients are covered. So if you know anyone purchasing something new or they already have something, I'd love to quote it for them and see if I can do a better job for them. Crystal with Harper Insurance Agency.
Awesome. Hey, Crystal. Dusty, can you unmute and do your introduction, or are you somewhere where you can't talk? I don't know how.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm Dusty Ledbetter with Connect Services. We help people go online, fill out a simple one-page form in 5 minutes or less, get a discount on their energy bill with a low competitive rate. Looking for new homeowners and just anybody looking to take a lower rate. Dusty Ledbetter with Connect Services.
All right, cool. Thanks, Dusty. And Kimberly, I know you seem to be driving. Can you talk?
Yeah, I can talk.
Awesome.
I'm Kimberly Denton with Consider It Done by Kimberly.com. I'm a personal assistant, errand runner, and more. I am looking for busy professionals that just don't have the time to get things done, that need me to come in and do their errands for them if needed. So give me your to-do list and consider it done.
Oh, nice. I like that. All right. Well, this week I'm going to be talking about search engine optimization, which is so important for websites. So basically, jumping in, everything I'm talking about with everything when people talk about SEO, when you hear search engine optimization, they're talking about ranking your website on Google. Now, sometimes, I mean, there's so many different search engines. There's ways to manipulate Facebook's search engines when it comes to business. There's different search engines, but everybody, when they talk about SEO, they're talking about Google. They're talking about page one Google, because that's where all the money is. That's where it's at. That's where, when people are searching for your niche, your business, they are finding you on page one, because I believe the number is 73%. It might be 78%, but somewhere between 73 and 78% of people searching on Google do not go past page one. And I would probably even go as far as to say 100% of those people that are going to page two probably aren't necessarily looking for services. They're probably just messing around and going down the line, not necessarily serious. Page one is where, when you know how it is, when you search for a service, when you need something personally. When I search for a service, I always go with one of the top three, either in the map section, which is the Google My Business profile section, or sometimes even the ads. But I don't necessarily always like going with the ads. I go down to organic, which is below the map section. So today I'm going to talk about search engine optimization and how to rank your websites, get keywords noticed by Google. There's so many different factors that fall into it. I'm just going to touch the surface and definitely explain more about what's going on with it, because I understand a lot of people don't necessarily understand it. When it comes to search engine optimization, the king of everything is content. Content, content, content. Every website, regardless of the niche, and I get argued all the time because they say it doesn't look right, it doesn't look good with so many words on it. but you should have at least 1,000 to 1,500 words minimum on your homepage describing exactly what you do. Content is king because search engines are just bots. They're just robots that are combing over and reading your website and reporting back what they find. And they have to understand you. They have to know where you are. They want to put you, Google wants to put you in the correct searches for your niche. So, you know, for instance, Kimberly's a personal assistant, but sometimes personal assistant Waco, that keyword right there alone is so generic. It's so broad. When people will search more likely for specific things like house cleaning, running errands, stuff like that. And you can find these things sometimes there's tons of free ways to figure these things out with keywords for your niche. And I'll help you with that as well. But ultimately, it's figuring out how people search for your niche and then implementing those keyword phrases into your website, into your titles, your H1 tags, into your photos, into everything you can SEO wise on the website, and if you can off the website with backlinks, but that's way more technical and down the line. But keyword selection is the biggest, in my opinion, the biggest thing that you have to focus on. You think people search for your business a certain way, but it will throw you off how much they don't, and how much one letter will actually like hurt. I'm going to share my screen real quick, so give me a second. Let me know, can y'all see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So searching for keywords, there's tons of different, these are subscriptions I have, which is through an amazing company that I go through. I mean, these people are killer. And we have different subscriptions to different platforms that actually comb over the search engines, check the keywords. Now, checking keyword selection sometimes is as simple as doing this. And this is, oops, well, that wasn't supposed to happen. Let me, sorry, give me one sec. It's being tricky on me. There we go. All right. So, Crystal, name a way you think someone will search for your specific niche. Let's say they're looking for P&C insurance. What do you think they would be putting in typing in to find you?
Cheap auto insurance.
You said Chief Auto Insurance?
Yes.
Is that like the #1 company or something?
Oh, you mean company or just keywords?
No, keywords. When people are just going to Google and typing, looking for you.
Oh, Harper Insurance.
Well, not necessarily for you. These are people that don't know you exist. We're talking about leads just out of thin air on Google.
Insurance Clifton.
Okay. All right. So Insurance Clifton. And what you do is you look down this list right here, and it'll, if you see stuff like Clifton Insurance, I don't see anything with Texas behind except for right here. So, and I didn't even type the TX in. So this obviously is a keyword that is used on Google. If it's in the drop down choices, those are good keywords. I'm going to go ahead and choose that one. And so this Crystal, this is going to be page 1 for Crystal's niche. For insurance, Clifton TX. Nothing different. Not Texas. That doesn't, if you spell Texas out, you'll get a completely different result. If you take the TX off, you'll get a completely different result. It's down to a T, down to a letter, down to everything. So right now, Crystal, no one's running ads in Clifton for insurance. So you now know if you ran ads, if you had a website up and you ran ads on it, you would control this top spot.
Sweet.
You'd be paying Google, but you would control the very top spot. And I'll show you what I mean with ads here in a sec with one of my businesses.
Okay.
And then the next is the Google My Business section. Only the top 3 profiles, only top 3 business profiles make page 1 of Google. And this is also a little bit quicker and easier way sometimes to make it to page one without having to fight all these stronger companies, right? What is this? Texas Farm Bureau, Farmers
Yes.
Insurance. You know, this is organic. These are the strong websites that actually are ranked number 1 through whatever. This is the ranked spot. This is a completely different ranking in the Google profile, and the ads have nothing to do with ranking. They just have to do with the amount you're spending and what keywords you're hitting. All the way down at the bottom of page one, oh, look, you do have ads. So no one's paying enough to be on top, which is weird enough. I guess they're not really pushing Clifton, probably pushing Central Texas or something like that. But the ads are at the bottom. In the bottom of page one, man, it makes money. Just as much as, not, that's a lie. That's where you start making real money. And then you grow up to the top of page one. And this is where this right here and this right here is where the big money is being made right now with these people for this search. Just for this.
I got to get on that list, Chip.
You got to get on that list. Yeah. And you want to get, in this profile is the one I was talking about, Crystal, the address. When you get the address verified by Google, I actually manage Kimberly's profile for this. And these profiles are super important, man. They really will. The big money is being the top 3 in the GMBs for service niches, because you're getting the top of page one with a business profile, not even necessarily a website. I'm going to show you some ads real quick, and I'll show you how my site is at the top over even sometimes Spouse right now because I'm paying for it. This is my website. On the top of the ads, I know how to, you just find the right balance of how much you pay them, which keywords and stuff like that, and you'll get to the top for the right keywords. But this has ads at the top, as you see, and then the profile, which I'm not even on the top 3 like I used to be. That's me right there, number 4. So the ad for the people, and this is a completely separate part of searches. This is the profile. This is another ranking. This is another ranked 1 through whatever. And I bet you there's pages. Yeah, there's a few pages of profiles. So even being on page 1 of this is actually worth it. People come over here to the businesses and the map, to see where everything's at. They come over there to see that. So having your website up here is a huge advantage, man. I mean, it's guaranteed passive leads. Once you get it going and get it to page 1, you're getting the exclusive leads that Home Advisor is charging people high end for. You're getting the leads of the people that are going onto their phone saying, I need someone to help run some errands in Waco, Texas. And they're going to find Kimberly Denton's, profile. Hopefully we'll be getting it up there eventually. We just started it a few, like last month or something, but that's what you want. You want it to catch up. And then look, these are all great keywords for me to look at it into my handyman stuff. And then down at the bottom is another list of keywords. These are great keywords too. It's the same thing as the drop downs. And it's all the way, it's down to the letter. So make sure, like, if you do come look at it this way and try to figure out what keywords you want to put into your content on your website, into your titles on your website. This is one great free way. There's great free tools. SEO Meta in 1 click. That is a free tool that will actually show you the actual SEO for your website. So you can get that, and you can actually check your competition to see what you need to beat with your website. And then SEO Quake, that's another one. It's free. SEO Quake will tell you the strength of the website.
Hey, Chip.
What's up?
What if you don't have a website? Can you link it to your Facebook, or how do you have to have a landing page?
You would need to work on a Google My Business profile, and they actually provide a free website. You can only do so much with it, but ultimately, once you get that Google profile up there, there's ways to do SEO with your profile. Like, there's ways to rank. You just have to post, constantly put pictures. It's not as much as Facebook by any means, really 3 to 4 posts a month, because each post
Okay.
gets a certain amount of time before they expire, and they kind of, I always try to hit them about a week before they expire and then get the next one pumping. So it's, but it's a game, it's another SEO game that you play to, I use this word all the time, but it's not manipulating. If you're a real business, manipulate the search engines to move you up the ladder. That's kind of where I was getting to my next part. But right now, does anybody have any questions with keywords, or does anybody want to check a keyword for their niche? I don't know how slow it was rolling or if it ever got me there. But I have, yeah. So if you want, I can throw some keywords in and we can see the actual results for monthly, how many times it's clicked, how much it's worth, all that stuff.
Well, Chip, here's the story that I was going to tell you on Friday now.
Okay.
So I got an email from some girl that's from Houston that used to live in Waco, and a package was delivered to her old address. So anyway, short story short, she wanted me to go pick up the package and mail it to her, which I did. And so I asked her, how did she find, I was just curious. I told her I'd been doing several marketing stuff, and I was just wondering how she found me. And she said she Googled errand runner, Waco, Texas, and it took her to my LinkedIn page, which led her to my Facebook page.
Okay, so your LinkedIn page was ranked above the profile and all that, right?
What's that?
So that means your LinkedIn page was probably the highest ranked
Okay.
when she searched that.
I was going to ask you, what if she went in and Googled it, why did it take her to my LinkedIn page rather than?
Because your LinkedIn page is basically another website for you.
Okay.
Like if you Google McCarter Marketing, you're going to find like a LinkedIn on page 1. It'll be a lot of different things. Let me see if I can show you what I mean. And my internet's killing me right now, guys. Sorry. So yeah, so my Facebook, see, is my number 1. It's not even my website. My website's number 3. My first 2 are Facebook. And then I got Yelp. There's my website. There's my Google profile. And yeah, Yelp, Nextdoor, which I didn't even remember finishing setting up, to be honest with you. And yeah, and there's my free website from Google. So, again, the same thing. But these are all pages, you know, that registered under mine. And ultimately, the fact that you're in that search is really good. Like, I mean, it's awesome. I wonder if she even saw, I wonder if the profile was over to the right like mine was when she looked it up. I'll have to look into that. Oh, did I lose her? All right. Crystal, Dusty, is there any keywords you wanted to search? I mean, you can always hit me up after this. It's not a big deal if you don't.
Yeah, can you just search insurance?
Yeah,
I
just
see
the
how
word
often
insurance.
people
You want
Google
just the
it.
word? What's up?
I said I want to see how often people Google insurance.
Just the word insurance, right?
Yeah.
All right. Because we can always put more. So just the word insurance, which is a guarantee going to be pretty tough to, it'll end up telling us all this.
It's going to be a lot of data.
Yes, it's pulling it all up, and it's super hard to rank. That's what this keyword difficulty means, which means, you know, you want to find other words to put with it. Insurance Waco will definitely be a help.
Well, that's nice down there having the same terms, because I sell Progressive, I sell Travelers.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, ultimately,
nice.
You can even
Progressive is
start
high.
ranking. You can start ranking your stuff for these other things too. It's searched 203,000 times on average per month. See an estimation of the average monthly number of searched. On average, the cost per click out of all those 203,000 is $19 a click, and that's all averaged together. What is this over here? Yeah. 65% of them are searches without actual clicks, meaning they didn't actually choose a website. 8% are paid clicks only, paid and organic too, organic clicks only. So 25% of the 203,000 are clicking down in the organic section, which is, you don't realize how many people actually scroll down to that part below the businesses, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, all these are the same thing. This is the amount. So what we would do to kind of just to check it, and this might not even, sometimes there's just not enough data on like Waco. Oh, look, they have, so look, insurance Waco TX and is actually registered. It's, see, this is the stuff you focus on, right? $20 per click, 150 volume. You know, you grab a certain number of those a month and you're doing all right. These are the real leads. Down here, standard insurance, Waco, Texas, 100 times, farmer insurance, 100. And these are the keywords down here also, you know, having the same terms, questions that are searched, but these are obviously not searched too many times. But you see what I'm saying. What was it Dusty said? Energy, right?
Yeah, electricity.
So electrician or
Electricity.
Yeah. All right. Or would you want to check like saving money on energy?
Yeah, low electricity rates, I guess.
Let's do save.
It's probably a good one right now with that ice storm.
Let's see what's going on with these. Yeah, and even this one, so low electricity rates is not that high of a search volume, you know. Probably easy to rank, but the thing is how do you get it specific to Waco? So we'd have to find yours, you know. Let's see. Energy company Waco TX. Yeah, and this is low end, but people search it. Okay, clean energy company, Waco, Texas. That's obviously a keyword. Even if it says 0 to 10, the fact that it's registered in a smaller city like this makes it a keyword to focus on, at least. Not necessarily, we haven't found one that you should just put all your money into, you know. Let's just do this. All right, so this would be, now let's find some derivatives of this. It's a super hard one, but there it is. There's probably the main one. Or any of these companies, you know, Dusty? Duke, Dominion.
I can't really see it.
Okay, it's like Duke Energy, Dominion Energy.
I haven't even heard of those.
Yeah, and these are people that have high-end searches. Also running for United States Power. What is energy? Yeah, you know, this is something that I would probably just mess around with, but finding the right keywords is definitely a huge part. So I put a lot of focus into it for all my niches that I jump into, because it's a big deal. So, all right, 12:30, perfect. So I'm going to jump on to my next thing. Does anybody have any questions though on keywords? All right, we'll jump on to the next. So I'm going to talk about trust. And this is why a lot of my posts, if you look into my Facebook page or see what I talk about trust-based SEO, trust-based search engine optimization. Google has two main factors that they check when they're looking, when it comes to the backbone of SEO, and that's, do they trust you? And how much knowledge do they have of you, and how many times are you repeating certain keywords? Where do they put you in the search? So trust and citation are the two big things when it comes to SEO. When it comes to trust, it's as simple as making sure you're logged into the correct email when you go into your Google My Business profile, because it will suspend you. If you have even if it's a personal email to your business email, they don't connect it. Like, I mean, if it's not connected somehow, like if you don't have the exact same names, phone numbers, all that stuff, and even if you have that, it's still dangerous. Google, they understand that having your site as a business profile right now is worth tons of money. They understand that, man. And they don't want the fakers. They don't want the people that are just doing lead generation. They don't want the people that are just basically virtual businesses. They want the people that have brick and mortar, like to have the stores up. They want you guys, man. They want the guys that are actually in the city working. So you prove it to them. You gain that trust. You bring it up in everything you do. Every time you make a post, you detail it, where you did it, how you did it, why you did it, what you did it with, why you did it with what you did it with. I mean, break it down, man. Think of Wikipedia. Think of how they break down everything into all those details. They are always number one for informational searches most of the time, man, because they are killing it in content. But they also trust Wikipedia. People trust Wikipedia. They use it all the time. He grew to what it is now. It took time. Trust is also where you find your backlinks from, where you get recognition from other websites to your website. I'm going to go ahead and give you the definition of backlinks and the definition of citations, because these are outside off-site SEO things I'm not going to get too much into, but you'll hear it when people talk about SEO. So I'm going to let you, define it for you. A backlink is when you can click on another person's website and it takes you directly to your website. And the words that you click on to get you there are the actual keywords, whether it's your business, whether it's, you can sometimes plug in awesome keywords if you know the people that are giving you the link. But it doesn't always work that way. There's places to pay for them. There's places to rent them. There's people like me you can come to and I can help you get them. But backlinks are the off-site SEO backbone. You have to have like trustworthy websites giving you credit, man. And then a citation, on the other hand, is just another website listing your company name and your company phone number and the city or something, the address or city. I think it's just a name and phone number. But the citation is just being mentioned. You can't click it. It's like a directory that you can't click on to get to my stuff. You can only click on to get to like your profile on that directory. That's not a backlink, that's a citation, but they are just as not. You want to be mentioned everywhere. You want to be found everywhere. Google wants you to be mentioned. That's how they learn to trust you, is who's talking about you. It's like any relationship. Who's talking about you, and can you trust that person? That is actually how Google's search engines are working, man. They want to trust you. So saying that, you need to connect your website. And Crystal, you can connect your Google My Business profile. Kimberly, that's what we're doing with you. You want to connect everything together social media wise when it comes to anything, internet marketing, your website to your Facebook page, which is also connected to your YouTube channel, which is also connected to your Instagram, WhatsApp, LinkedIn. You want it all. You basically want to know, you want all these people platforms to know that you're just as interested in their platform. And it does that. This comes down to trust on everything. Facebook wants to trust you, whether or not we trust it, that's a different story. But Facebook wants to trust you. Instagram wants to trust you. That's why you can't, that's why we're having trouble boosting Kimberly's posts. They have some kind of issue with trust that we have to get around and convince them that this is a real business and we can boost our posts, and that's so it goes with everything. It goes with your YouTube channel. You can optimize any business profile to the search engines. So on Facebook, That's why I did the training on building the page. Make sure you do everything they're giving you access to. Use everything. I'm in the process of trying to figure out why they're asking me to monetize my lives. I guess they want to run ads through I don't know what's going on, but it's, you figure stuff out as you move and progress, and the search engines they will rank you. Sometimes it takes times, and there are ways to find people like me, digital marketing agencies, that will, and it's worth the money. I mean, that will rank your website and turn it into a lead generation monster, turn it into a monetized beast, because these websites are killing it right now. Google's just the place to be, and it's going to stay like that for a while. And unless I doubt anything. I don't see anything in the foreseeable future changing with that, with Google. Google's backbone stays the same, but their algorithms change. So you have to, it's a cowboy game, man. There's tons of people that claim they do SEO. There's tons of people. You have to filter through it. In my opinion, there's certain things people have to say for me to trust, to understand, think that they know SEO. And there's things that you would probably need to know when searching for companies like mine. Stay away from people that guarantee you next day results, unless they're just, unless they just have a website that's already on page 1. That's the only way I'd say, show me the website on page 1 and I will buy your leads. That's the only way that I would do it. Or if they're pitching to rank your website, look and see what's going on with all theirs. I've got like 10, and I've got 3 on page 1, and I'm working the rest up. So it's kind of proof in the pudding. That's why it takes a while for people to believe and understand that you can do it. But search engine optimization is very real, very worth it, worth your time. It's worth the effort to figure out how to get your hand in this waterfall of money that's flowing through Google. That being said, I don't necessarily have anything else I was going to talk about with SEO, so I'm going to open it up to any kind of questions with you guys. If up until now, if what you're basically, what your understanding of SEO, if I've kind of changed that, do you have any questions or anything? If anybody has anything about SEO. All right. Well, oh, hold on, Kimberly, you're muted. Let me unmute you. Oh, you got to unmute. Can't hear you. Let's see. All right. Well, you're good. It's okay. All right. It's okay. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. That is, I know it's not a full hour, but there's not much more I can go into without giving up the game, or basically leaving it. You got to have more to learn, man. And I will always be coming back on here to teach you guys more about SEO. But since we're at the beginning, I need people to understand a basic backbone of SEO. I want y'all to understand why it's important to focus on these keywords and be repetitive and redundant and sometimes silly with repeating yourself over and over again on your websites. But it's confirmation on why you need this, man. My bottom line changes every page I go up. Once you get to page 2, you get little bits of teaser leads that aren't necessarily that great, and it discourages you. You're like, man, if this is what it's all the leads on Google are like this, I don't necessarily want these leads. And that's where people get stuck and don't fight for that, to push over that next hump, to get over, because man, don't get me wrong, there's a dance. Once you get on page 2, to get on page 1, you're going to do the dance. You're going to jump up to page 1, they're going to kick you right back off, and they might kick you down to 3, and then you'll jump back up to page 1, and finally you'll stick, And the minute you stick is the minute your business changes. Your business scales in a passive income type of way. It brings you leads without you out there hustling. It changes the game. So with that being said, man, Facebook, I love you guys. The Edge Biz, y'all are my family. Love you guys. And I will see y'all in the morning at the meeting. And everybody stay safe and have fun. See y'all later.
Thank you, Chip.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You.
All right.